identical 5 problems are on your exam, guys. I don't try to make you fail the exam, I want you to pass the exam. The only thing different that what's gonna be on the exam is that for problem number 9, instead of a wall at a height of 6 feet, it might be a wall of a height of 7 feet. I just changed the digit, the story problem makes it exactly the same. The setup is gonna be exactly the same, but you're gonna solve it exactly the same. The only thing different is I change a digit. In every one of these problems, I'm not here to try to make fail my class. I'm still waiting to retire, and the only way I would get to retire is if I get 20 out of 22 people, everybody passing with a C or above. I want you to pass. So I'm not trying to fool you or trying to trick you. Again, I told you what the one guy in my class, in fact, in this class, I have one person that's competing. I've only had one person in my, 40, 50 years of teaching that have gotten 100 on everything I've given them. 100. And in here, I got one person doing it now so far too. In fact, I got 2 people with 100 in my class right now. That's usually not what happens. But it can happen if you study hard. So I want you to go to the board and we're gonna go through all 20 problems. Go. Find your spot. You can bring your phone with you, bring your piece of paper with you. What are you doing here?
Jeez.
Right, I can't count? Or you can go right there. Just change your number. Didn't I put a 5 up?
Why'd you forget about it?
I don't know. Just, you guys are, go ahead. There's an 11. How come I can't count? Oh, right there. I knew I had enough spacing. I want you to do number 1. You may not go to the next one until I've approved your work. It doesn't say solve, it says the factor. Here's the wrong, we're gonna take off the point.
You want me to put the X and the X in a second?
If you multiply x times x, you get x squared, and I have a negative x squared in the original problem. Your answer's wrong.
Oh. Good.
How'd you get that?
Pull the negative 1 out and then change the sign.
Did you take out a -1 first?
Yeah. Took out a negative 1 and then these signs are reversed.
They're both positive, so you can do all that in your head?
It's smart like that.
Actually, this is a positive, so yeah.
All right. Yours is wrong too.
Wait, wrong?
Well, here's number 3. Where's number 3?
Oh, yes.
Okay, you have this here, but it's not here.
Oh,
Okay, stop. List of yours is wrong too. I'm gonna go around the room and I'm gonna tell you what number is correct with beautiful work. Number 4 is correct. Number 20, the answer is correct, but he does a lot in his head, but I know what his head is doing. Okay, let's all look at number 4 up there.
What's number 4?
You.
And I need you to copy his, so it's there.
The first thing you need to do when it says factor is you want the lead coefficient, that's the first term, to be positive. Because if it's not, it's a harder problem. You can leave it positive. I have to know what your answer is. It's different, but it's mathematically correct. But at your level right now, everybody should be taking out a -1, and I should see his second step on your paper.
Okay.
Now, the third step, he did it in his head. Okay, you're doing the X-Men. Look at number 14 over here. Ooh, you gotta move because you're too big. Okay, he did Mr. X-Men to get his 2 binomials. Number 9 did it, but see, you're missing the first step of pulling out the -1. But you're, okay, yours is beautiful. Nice, good job. Okay, and Isabel, yours is correct too. I see your -1, that's good. Your final answer has to have a -1. Does it say equal 1 or a -1? There you go. Now, if you're standing and you have nothing on your screen, you know, nothing in your spot, you need to either go talk to somebody, take a picture of the ones that I've said are good, or copy on your piece of paper what I have here. Ooh, you're doing a 4-stepper? Nice job. That one's good too. Number 13 has 4 steps if you like solving with 4 steps. All right, now this is one of the easiest problems on the exam. And if you got it wrong, or you had a brain freeze because you haven't done math like this for a few weeks, it means you gotta study and you gotta practice. You gotta go look back at your homework, or at least the quiz from day 11. Day 11, day 12, day 13, day 14. You gotta go look at all those quizzes I've given you that I graded for you and see what you're doing wrong. But your brain has to start getting into it. So on your note card, you could have on your note card that you can bring into class, hey, if the first term is negative, pull out a -1. Okay, you should write that on this yellow sheet right now if you didn't know to pull out that -1 before you started. Any questions on 1? Okay, erase, go to number 2. Factor.
Do I erase it?
No, you're gonna keep yours.
Okay.
If you run out of room, you have to get a new page. You know how to do that, right? That green thing over here? This is a new page here. Oh, yeah, that's a new page too. Yeah. But we're gonna save yours so that we have something to send to people. We're gonna send you today's notes or problems so that you can study it. You're gonna do this yellow sheet again on your own, you know, to study. You have a homework assignment tonight. Guess what? It has 20 questions that look just like these. And you're gonna do that. So you're gonna have at least 2 practices before you walk in on Wednesday for this exam. Okay. If you haven't finished yet, it means that you need to do some studying because there's no work for this one at all. It's a difference of 2 perfect squares. So you could look at number 14 over on this, number 13, 12, number 6, number 7, number 4, number 20 is good, number 22 is good. Cheat and look at a neighbor's paper. Take a picture of it with your phone if you don't know. Label the problem that you're doing though. Don't leave it blank and just erase it. The physical writing of the answer will make it stick more in your brain. or talk to whoever's near you. If you don't know how to factor these, you gotta ask some questions. Any questions? Okay, go to number 3.
I have a question about 3.
Well, wait,
Oh,
do number 3. Put number 3 on your screen there so that when you take a picture of it, you're gonna know that that's number 3. Wow, good job. You did it in your head? Good job. All 3 of these problems so far, if you didn't show me a stick of work, but you just gave me the correct answer, I can't mark it wrong because you don't show work. You can do Mr. Xman if you want. You can do a guess and a check. Because this is a binomial squared. Okay, you're having a brain freeze?
No, I'm always like this.
Thanks so much. These 2 of these.
Need a refresher.
Now, if you're done, while you're waiting for people, if on problems 1, 2, or 3, you didn't know how to start it, you didn't know what to do, you need to write yourself some notes once we go over it. This one is called a binomial squared. It's gonna be the same binomial twice. And the reason why is that the first term and the third term are all on your green diagonal multiplication sheet. They're called perfect squares. And the middle term is 2 times the square root of the first and third. If you don't know what I just said, you should have Mr. Xman on your paper and it'll work. Okay, Tim, what was your question now?
no, my question's gone.
Where'd it go?
I was wondering if I should make those be in descending order for like the exponents, but then it wasn't gonna factor right.
You won't change it at all. What I
Understood.
have on the paper is what you should have on your paper. Don't
Okay.
change it.
Well, that wasn't the case with the first one. It started with a leading negative.
The first one, all we did is pull out a -1. The first one, we just pulled out a -1. Okay, go to number 4. What should your brain be saying about number 4? Again, when you're finished, take a picture of it if you need to. You can go up there to number 3. Just their stuff. This is yours. What we're doing a review now, so you're on number 4. We're doing number 4. There's your marker. We're doing number 4. right on the top that this is problem number 4, so if you take a picture of it, you're gonna know what problem you're doing. Problem number 4. Watch when you multiply the first and the third.
So that's gonna get you a wrong answer. Okay. Don't do anything. That's good. You're with me now.
Look, you're not gonna get the right answer. I know, but x times x is x squared, and you need the 3x. So you're factoring
Oh,
this
okay.
in.
Yeah.
I couldn't write.
You still want to do it?
I can't write. I believe it.
If you add this negative 3x plus a positive 10x, that doesn't give you a 13. So your numbers are wrong. See, here's numbers, look. Negative 15 plus 2 gives them negative 13. We picked the wrong two numbers.
I mean, there's a-
Count mistake. Okay, problem number 4 is the hardest factoring problem. Don't erase your work. Look at problem number 4 on the smart board and compare your work with her work. Look at problem number 4. Everybody should have a GCF of a 5 pulled out. You gotta have a 5, your
Oops.
5 needs to be in the front of your yellow block there. Everybody should have a 5 in front. And then you should have a 3x plus 2 and an x minus 5. If you don't have that, you don't know how to do it, you need to scream and yell and ask and talk to whoever's near you. Or me. Look at their work, look at your work, compare it. You're gonna be sent the smart board, so you don't have to take pictures, and I'll make sure her smart board is good. But otherwise, take a picture of your own work. If you got it and you're proud of it and it's good and clean and nice, take a picture of it so that you have it. All right, you are gonna have 4 factor problems. The bad thing about factor problems is it's gonna look just like these 4, but the numbers are different, so you're gonna have to do a different estimate, right?
To a negative 5.
But you should be able to look at problem number 2 and sit there and say, oh, I know what that answer is without doing a stick of work.
Negative 15 divided by 3.
Oh, 15, okay, all right.
All right? Okay, erase, go to number 5. Now listen carefully, problem number 5 is different because now it says solve. It's not a factor, but you gotta multiply first and get that equation equal to 0. Nice job, Lisa. You gotta start by getting that problem equal to 0. And then once it's equal to 0, by gosh, golly, you gotta factor again. The whole thing is factoring. We're on problem number 5, Tim. You're
5,
on
okay.
6. I think.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, my bad.
We're all on number 5. Put it equal to 0. I need to see that. Oh, there it is, equal to 0. It looks like 5,000. Okay, equal 0. And then you gotta put your factoring equal to 0. Keep going, equal 0, Alex. Now, tell me what the 2 solutions are. Oh, she's my four-term gal. That's good. You're a guess and a check. I love all your different creative ways of doing it.
Okay. What did you get?
10 and 5.
Okay.
The answer is x equals 10 and x equals 5. Is that correct?
Yep.
10 and 5? 10 and neg 5. Let's see if that's equal
Took me longer than I wanted to.
to 10 and neg 5? Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, if I'm going too fast for you and you're just looking at somebody else's and copying, you should be putting a star by that one and saying, boy, I'm not leaving this room until I work with her one-on-one, or I ask somebody in the room at the end of class, or, you know, you need to be putting stars on your paper to see which ones you're stuck on, which ones you don't know how to do. Take a picture if you want of your work. You can take a picture of the smartboard, or you can just sit there and copy, you know, what's there, or you can wait until I'll send everybody today's lesson with all the practice problems on it for you. Okay, try number 6. Label that it's problem 6, so if you're taking pictures of it, you know what it is. Problem 6. If you're doing the back end, number 16 open, you want to do it at the board instead of here, but you will station, it's up to you, but you can't sit. Some of you are gonna do guess and check, because you know what two numbers multiply together give you a negative 36. Some of you know what two numbers added together will give you a positive 9. Some of you are gonna have to do Mr. Xman. Oh dear, how did you get that? How is your brain work? I love learning from you guys. What are you doing? How did you get yours? You're looking at his paper? Yeah, but you're missing that step. You're missing this step, this equals 0. I understand, so you're looking here,
I'm making,
but if he wasn't here, how do you know that he wasn't choose answers looking at what you did?
Does this mean that it could be one of two things, that it has to be negative 12 or positive 2? Yeah.
like email?
Cause,
Prepared?
yeah.
In order for that, no, but see, this isn't that. So that's why I'm asking
Something
times 0.
if you were taking a test and you're going from
That was a
here
good trick.
to here, I'd be taking off some points. Because what you're missing is you gotta do the factor 2 and 2. You gotta get me, you are 2 steps away from getting what he has here. See what? You have to pull out an X for this one and get an X plus 12, correct? Then you have to pull out a negative 3 on this one to get an X plus 12. You're missing that whole step. Now, there's an X plus 12, there's an X plus 12. So the GCF is X plus 12. Cross those out. What goes in the next parenthesis? X minus 3 equals 0. Now you can go from this red step to this red step to that washed answer. You don't know. That's why you gotta do this step to see if you got your 4 terms correct. Okay. All right, where are we at?
7.
We did 6?
Yeah.
Okay, you did 6. She's ahead of me. Go to number 7. So number 6, some of you did guess and check. Put this equal to 0. Oh, look, I can do it later. Put this equal to 0. No, but your first statement has to be equal to 0. There you go. And do you see what he's doing? Look, he's pulling out a GCF first. You didn't. Yours is mathematically correct, just more complicated. You'll get the right answer. But watch what he's doing on his. It has a common factor of a 4 that you could have pulled out first.
Is that the correct difference first?
So his is being factored much easier. But yours is a little more complicated, but it's good. Don't erase it because it's okay. Okay. Ooh.
I messed it up.
Ooh.
I messed it
No.
up.
Yeah, you messed up. 2K plus 4, 2K minus 4 equals 0. Get rid of your third line.
Okay.
And now just put each of those binomials. Look, you're doing it her way, and she took each of the binomials, put it equal to 0, now she's gonna solve them.
Gotcha, okay. All right.
You're done factoring. You can't factor that anymore. Some of you are pulling out a 4 first. That's what I would do to make my problem much smaller. Remember, we don't like our first lead coefficient to be anything but a 1 if we can possibly do it. Okay, Alex, you gotta copy the problem correctly. The very first line is wrong. Okay. In case somebody takes a picture of it. Okay. And then, you just sort of do half, and then I don't know, how are you getting the -2 one? Yes, your brain is doing it a lot in its head, but I'm glad I'm seeing what you're doing, so I know how to grade it. Okay, all right, number 7, everybody good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I like yours, that's the way I would do it. I would call out 4 first. All right, erase. All right, now problem number 8 is different directions. So you gotta read your problem number 8, and it says, tell me what makes this fraction, it's a fraction, undefined. So what's the only work you're gonna put on your paper?
Really? Only work?
So I do both ways.
No,
This is meant.
no, this is good. Put it equal to 0. No, that's perfect. Or this is good. See how this is a little more complicated? Yours, this one, you can do it in your head. This is
So this is, they're both right.
both right. I don't need to see both,
Right.
one or the other.
Very good.
Okay, what's the only thing you have to have on your paper for number 8? When I say what makes it undefined, what's the only thing we're looking at
Oh,
altogether?
0.
Do you care about the top number?
No.
No, don't factor that top. When the direction says what makes this expression or fraction undefined, the only thing you're gonna play with is your denominator. You gotta find out when that guy is 0. Oops, sorry.
You okay?
Yeah.
I would put
Oh,
that in the-
why is this here and this here?
Because this is for this, I found the factors for 6 and then go to 10, and then I put that here, and then this is the x.
Oh, that's your guess and your check part of it?
Mhm.
Okay. Nice. I'm glad I got what your brain's doing, yes. Okay. All right, so in your answer, listen, in your answer, you're gonna use the funky brackets. And you're gonna say x cannot be, and then tell me what the 2 numbers are. X cannot be. See, I'm gonna take off a point on yours because you're listing it as an ordered pair. I need the funky bracket curves. Yes, I need the funky brackets, and you say X cannot be these values. Alex, what do you got? You're not factoring for me, so I'm gonna take off some work. I need to see it factored. Factored.
I think, do me a favor and put that way, put this way up here, because I think it's confusing people, because I know what you're doing, but they think that's part of the answer.
Okay, X cannot equal what? -8 and a -2. -8 and a -2, not a +8 and a +2. -8 and a -2. Did you see what you did wrong?
If we want the length
Okay,
or
you'll wanna
something
do
for
that
X,
on
should we do
Wednesday.
That's X and this is
Write
X
yourself
minus
some
2?
notes.
There's just one page here, I'm just
Okay.
saying, think about that. 'Cause I can think of that
We need to do the
as a
funky
relationship.
bracket,
If we want the
not the
length.
bracket.
You would do the,
You know, it's got the curves.
this length, plus that length.
Let me see, did you put curves in there, Lisa?
You know this one?
Yep, okay, look
We're
at
ju-
the front,
We're
there
just
you go,
gonna,
funky
we're
curves.
just gonna
Okay,
infer
now we're
the
coming to
difference
our
after
first
coming up
story
with that,
problem,
so
yes,
the-
thank you.
If
And you
length
wanna
was
put
X, then
this
that would be X minus.
Equal to
It
0,
would be just X, cause this
Equal
is the
zero.
length of this,
because that's
Plus-
what your work is gonna be,
Because
put
it
that
says right
equal to 0.
I think.
Length.
To find the
Now,
length of
we
the
don't
ladder,
care
if the
about
length
what's
is
on
2
top.
feet
Find
more
the
than
length.
existing.
This is the length of the ladder.
Those
So
are bad guys.
It's 2 feet more
So
than.
if we were solving, if X was the length of the ladder.
Okay, first story
then this would
problem.
be 2 less.
Draw a
than the length.
picture.
You could do it that way.
I even put the building in there. It's like, draw a picture, make a ladder resting against your house. Draw a picture of your house and put a ladder next to it. I even draw the rungs of the ladder so I know what side my ladder is. The top of the ladder touches the wall at 6 foot. So it's 6 foot up your house. So put the 6 on the height of your house, wherever your house is. It says find the length of the ladder if the length is 2 more than the distance the ladder is on the ground. So the ladder has to be X plus 2. Put the 6 on your left side, Krista. Not at the top, put it on the left side. Okay, nice picture of a ladder. Look up here, guys. Back up a minute. Look up here. Here's your house. See, if it was me, I would even go like this and say, here's my house, here's my front door, here's me at the window, trying to save me. Okay, draw a picture of the house, and it says the height of the house is 6, so that 6 needs to be on the side of the house, not at the top, it's not a point at the top, it's the side of the house. And then it says the ladder is 2 more than the distance the ladder is from on the ground. So the X has to be on the bottom, and the diagonal is an X plus 2. Nice color coding there, very pretty.
Yeah,
Square.
cause this
I
is
knew
C,
you would do it.
this is.
Okay, now you gotta do
This way
a
it gets
squared
cool.
plus b squared equals c squared, Mr. Pythagorean. You don't leave this room without knowing how to do those 5 problems. Draw pictures, we all draw pictures when it comes to a story problem. Put your ladder so you can see the ladder like she did, so you know what you're talking about the ladder. Those are just real helpful little things, so when you get X and it says, how tall is the ladder, you go, oh, X is at the bottom. That's not my ladder, I gotta add 2 to it. Now, square X squared plus 6 squared equals X plus 2 squared. Now you gotta get that whole thing equal to 0. Okay, let me see, move your head a minute.
Not recommending
Nice.
dissecting this.
Is it all curved?
Nice. what's the ladder? And nice. Nice, yours is
Okay, I
perfect,
forgot.
don't erase.
Yes.
Okay, Liz, who is that? Serena? Your right side is wrong. Stop, wait a minute. Oh, don't erase yet, because I wanted you to see what you did wrong. You got x squared plus 36 on the left side, but on the right side, x plus 2 times x plus 2 is an x squared plus 4. You got a middle term you gotta get.
Yeah.
Make a box and multiply that x plus 2 and the x plus 2. Put an x plus 2 on top and an x plus 2 going down. Let me see yours.
Because
Nice.
it's
Nice.
not a,
You could do that
if
in your
it was a
head.
difference,
Nice.
then it would just be 2.
Nice.
But this
Okay,
is,
you're gonna get 1 point off
we do the,
because you didn't answer the story
so
problem.
we get this.
What did the story problem say? Find the length of the ladder. You're still gonna get 1 point off because you didn't, you should know me by now. Very
We only
good.
have x squared plus 2.
It's
Now
much
back
easier
up
to
so we
write
can
it
take
out,
a
so.
picture of it. You like that? You like that?
So I always read this.
And then
and I
do
just
the
do it.
so
Oh.
first x2,
Okay.
inside 2x, inside 2x.
I see where it's
Excellent, okay. Here's where you're going
It's
wrong
much
again.
easier.
This is yours. On your right side, this doesn't equal this.
X to the second minus x to the second is 0.
Go do a box here and make x plus 2 and an x plus 2.
It's
You're forgetting these two boxes.
That's 6 and 4.
Does that make sense to you? That's an x squared.
Four x plus 4.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. What-
See?
that would equal
There you go.
Yeah.
So
I gotta stop
this,
skipping steps.
It's a
yes. So now you gotta, you know, I would draw an arrow up here and make sure you write yourself a note.
I still have time, or should I just?
You're doing the same thing he is. Come over here and make a box
Well, it's not far yet.
and do an x plus 2 and an x plus 2.
I don't have a calculator to waste.
You're forgetting the 2 diagonal boxes. See how the light bulb just went on? Nice.
Still.
See how we're catching you? Okay, you're doing the same thing over here. Everybody on this doesn't equal this. Make a box. Now do an x plus 2 on
What are you
top.
doing, man?
Does x equal 8?
All right.
Do an x
Not-
plus
did I
2
go
on
too
the
quick?
side. Because that's what you gotta do here.
I didn't write any of my
Yeah, 6
steps.
equals 8, but the question is asking for the length.
See, you're
So,
forgetting these
okay,
two.
so it's actually gonna be, 10.
Keep going, plus 1. See, you got your x squared and your 4. See what
X,
you're missing?
okay,
These
x
two
equals
are
8,
yourself.
the length equals 10.
Are you doing okay? Okay, boy, did we catch a lot of people. I don't wanna see on Wednesday when I say, what is x plus 2, the quantity squared? I don't wanna see x squared plus 4. I want you to draw your box. Remember to make that box to find out what all the terms are. Okay, where are we at? She's being so color coordinated here. Okay, and you should say that the ladder is 10 feet. X is 8, but the ladder is 2 more. Nice. Did you do that all on your own? All right, you know what you did wrong? So you won't do it on Wednesday? That's the key. We all want to get, you know, a good grade on this exam, right? You know, we get to swap out one exam, but if the first one was bad, we don't want to do another bad, we want to make sure we have a good. Okay, number 10. Another story problem. Number 10. Don't miss out on the story problems.
If you miss all 5 story problems, the best grade you can get on the exam would be a C. And that's making sure you're perfect on the other 15 problems. So you wanna walk in saying, give me those story problems, I wanna get all 5 done, and the rest will be a piece of cake, trust me. Draw a picture of your rectangle. Fill in the information. The length, the longest side is 6 more than the width. Nice job. Now tell me the width. Give me the X's over here. Now an area is this times this times that. Oh boy, now it's a hard math problem. What 2 numbers multiply together give you negative 112? Add together give you a 6x. You better have your times tables with you. Draw a picture too of a rectangle. Nice. Did you factor? Ooh, what is it? What 2 numbers give you 112? Well, it's 2 times 56. 3 won't go in there. 4 will. 4 and, what is that, 13? 4 and 13. 5, 6. 6 will go in there. 6 on something maybe, is it? Ooh, did you get that all in your head? Did it work? Did you use the times table?
Yeah.
You did? Nice. Because I didn't know the answer without looking at it. Okay, the question says find the width. So
Yeah.
I'm going to take off 1 point because you didn't tell me, is it feet, inches? Okay, this was a hard factoring. So we have to think of what 2 numbers multiply together give us negative 112. Add together give us a positive 6.
Gotta have that
You
calculator.
need to go through and look at your times table. Remember, we're gonna look at the top, and we're either gonna look at the 7 or we're gonna look at the 5. And we're gonna try to find the diagonal for 112. If you don't know which way to look, you know, go to the 5, look for 112, see if it works. Go to the 7, look at the diagonal and see if it works. Okay, what 2 numbers multiplied together give you negative 112 would be a 14 and a negative 8. How did you get that? You gotta use your times tables or guess and checks. I would use the times table if I was at home. You gotta throw out the negative value, because you can't have a width of a negative 14. And so what do we get? Are you still, where are we at? Let me see, where are we at? Oh, okay, I'm gonna take off 1 point because you're not labeling your answer. I'm gonna take off 1 point for you, because you should know better.
Centimeter.
Label that, is it feet, inches, what is the story problem about?
Centimeter.
Okay, this should be equal 0. Let me see. Equals 0.
It's negative and also excluded.
Okay, put your 2 factors equal to 0. You should know better. And what, now, okay, how's my fighting over here? What is it? What's this problem? He's giving me 2 solutions.
If I want the length of it.
Tomorrow.
Do you want a tip that you
Tomorrow? All right.
Yeah.
on your test?
I think I did, I
If
just wanna
you
remember what
make
I'm
this
solving
sort of
for.
fun and work with
Okay.
each other, you're gonna remember it.
So Alex, I'm gonna take out 2 points off of yours because number one, you're giving me the two solutions, but it's a story problem and I can't have a length that's a negative 14 centimeters. Number two, your 8 doesn't have a label. Are you good? Yeah, good job.
What is C?
And so you gave me both answers. You got a negative 14, which is garbage, and W equals
That
8.
makes sense to me.
Nice
Yeah,
job.
and the width.
You got it?
Wait, no, isn't the width 14?
Because, no, because you
Okay,
can't have a
put your,
negative
underneath
number.
your exponent,
Oh, the length is
that
the longer one.
expression equals
Right.
0.
No, so if you find the
Your
x
second
values,
to the last line equals 0. Now you
8
got
plus
it.
6 is 14.
Nice.
Sorry, real
only look at this first.
How many story problems have we done?
2.
2. How many do you have on the exam?
5.
5. So we got 3 more to go through. Okay, let's go to number 11.
So you can make So x would be
This is when I was gone.
Okay.
So I would start with the upper right one to factor.
Oh, I thought we were gonna make this side.
The upper right one to factor, where you got a k squared plus 4k. I would write that as a k and then a k plus 4. I would do the right top one first, because down below, you're gonna need a k plus 4 somewhere.
Can you check my work, please? I'm not very confident with it, because I don't know if we're supposed to when you're,
Yeah, but you didn't factor this puppy yet.
yeah, this one, I just put it here so I can mark it later,
Oh.
but for this one, like.
Yeah, that can go,
That can
yes,
go.
and those can go, yep, you're good.
Okay, that's good.
You're looking at this and you can factor this easily. I'm saying a lot of kids in the class can't look at this and say it's 3 and 4. So I would start with this one, because this one's just k times quantity of k plus 4. So if I was teaching you this and Krista was here when she was teaching you this, I always say when you have a big, long multiplication problem like this with 4 things you gotta factor, go find the easiest one first. Like if you know that 12 is 3 times 4, then start with the top left one. If you know that k squared plus 8k plus 16 is going to be a binomial square, you know, start with that one. Go find whichever factoring you think is the easiest. List of the top one isn't a k plus 2, k minus 2. You think it says k squared minus 4 on top. This one here, how come you write so tall when you're not real tall? I plotted K here, take a K. And now put a parenthesis. No. Left parenthesis. And now what do I multiply K by?
K times K plus 1.
And now put a plus sign.
This one,
What do I multiply this by?
Yeah, it's this.
That makes sense.
This is
Yeah.
this.
Because
Well,
if you did
Yeah,
k
that one's
plus
done.
2k
So down here, you're gonna
squared,
have a
then
K
split
plus
with
4.
4k would actually be squared.
Promise.
So it,
So which number will 4
It's
go
actually
into
not a
the
square.
16 or the 27?
That
Okay,
makes
so let's put a K plus 4 here. In a parenthesis. Now we're gonna multiply 4 by the 16.
that's fine.
So you need another one of those. Yep, see, it's a binomial square. So this one. So 4K gives you 8K. Okay, now this one is easier than this one with all the negatives, so now try that. I did too. So we either have to do X-Men. You could do X-Men on this one or X-Men on this one. I would do X-Men on this one.
Okay.
What is this? Okay, I get you. See, you just make me think of it. Yes, good thing my stroke was in bad skills. Okay. You just decide not to put, don't look at this, that will confuse you, but I get you. You're good. Good. Okay. And you're my 4-term person. I love your brain. And yours, I know your brain, you're good. Okay, are you okay?
Separate for, thing for difference in squares
Okay,
there.
are you good? Oh, look at your pretty little color coding, isn't that?
Which one?
For y squared minus one, is that what that is?
Yep. That's exactly what that is.
All right, that is the hardest problem for factoring, guys. That is 4 factoring problems. Do you realize that on day 11 in this class, you only had either the top numerator or the bottom denominator? You just did 4 math problems for the price of 1. Sort of a cheap deal, but that was a hard problem. Okay, that's number 11.
Those
Number
back together
12,
some
now we
stairs.
need to go to the LCD lane, and your brain has to know
I
that.
have to keep it separate for
Alright, did I get it right?
this one.
Number 12,
That was, I don't know. I think that was 11. What are we on, like, 15 now?
number
We're
12,
on.
you gotta factor those denominators now. This is with Krista too. I don't know how she taught it to you, but she followed my lesson. I told you to factor each of your denominators and then find an LCD. Your job is to get 1 fraction out of those 2 fractions. Nice, Kay. You're doing well. Nice. Your brain skips some steps, but I see what your brain's doing, so it's good. LCD. Okay, before you get to this step, you can't get to this step yet. These have to be factored. Binomials, binomials. Some of you are going, how can they get to the factored answer faster than me, because I'm doing Mr. Xman. Some people can factor by just looking and say, what 2 numbers multiply together give you 2, but add together give you a -3, and you know that it's a 2 and a 1. You know, 2 times 1 is 2, but 2 plus 1 is 3. Some people can factor quickly in their head. Some people have to do Mr. Xman. It's okay. Nice. Your LCD, I always say, take the whole denominator of the first one and then see what's extra in the second one, what you haven't written so far. So I would write a y minus 2 and a y minus 1, and then I'd say, okay, what's extra in the next denominator? Nice. Okay, let me see what you're doing here. I gotta see what your brain's doing. Okay, beautiful. Nice, 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 good.
Equation that is
Okay, what's your brain doing?
I don't know.
Okay, that's good. We wanna know that. You're missing
equation.
this step.
If you find
The LCD?
LCD, see how she has a y minus 2, y minus 1,
That's all I need.
and then
Oh, that-
this one has an extra y plus 1.
I just
So
did the wrong
she's
factors.
listing the LCD, and then she's saying, what is the first denominator missing to make it look like this? And that's what she's putting in green.
really simple for
She's saying, oh, the first one,
ones that are b equals
wait, what do you, oh, you're even writing it out even more.
because that's what this
No.
equation is, right?
That's the
We're
wrong
gonna
word.
turn it into a,
So, what
one
you,
term.
erase that.
I turn it into a factor.
What you wanna have is just, like, you have a y minus 2, a y minus 1, so all you need in
I'm
green
gonna
here
turn
is
it
a
into
y
4
plus
terms
1.
and group it.
So the missing one
or
would
else
So
it's
that
gonna
has to
take
go
me all
on
day.
top.
I mean,
I'll be
like-
open to new methods when I have more time.
Okay, now put a
It's
y
just that
minus
you don't
1
really
in
have
green
to do four
here.
terms for like this equation.
Or y
And
plus
for,
1.
like, this one doesn't have a
Okay, now do your next
number over
one,
here.
your plus in
You
black.
can just take the factors and plug y into it and get these. That's all you need.
And then write this and say, what is it missing, and
That's
that's
how I
what's
do my factors,
included.
obviously, it just.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
And you got it? Nice.
You skip
nice.
those two in the middle?
Did you
Yeah, I
follow
skipped
everything?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
help
just-
your buddy.
You
when you're
replaced them with the factor, would that work no matter what's over
These
here?
are all your
Yeah,
denominations.
this will work.
SCD,
will always work.
you don't
no
get
matter
the SCD, right?
anything on here. It's
That's
just
what
that
is
the
confusing you.
it has to equal one.
Wait, so if I did like,
You know what that means?
Yeah.
so I'll open this
What do you need
one,
here that you don't already have?
this one first
So-
right here.
Find your LCD.
This one is right here. But the thing is,
That's good, that's good.
I got
I
Y
think
minus
you're
one,
right.
Y
And then
minus two.
put it all over your
This should be-
LCD. But you should have one that's
This
seven.
shouldn't be plus, is that plus or minus?
That's gonna be a minus.
It's gonna be minus, right? Okay, all right.
So,
What's the first
got
one
this.
missing?
Y minus
two.
two.
Y
plus
one and Y minus one.
That's what she has here.
What
The second one is missing this, so there's no y squares at all
So
on
Okay.
top.
then for here, this cancels out Y minus one.
13,
Okay. Remember how she said like, multiply by what is missing? So what is missing here? If this is your LCD, if this is your LCD, what is missing
Now, I
here?
always tell the kids, draw a line,
Oh,
and
Y
then
plus
you
one.
can just
Y
put
plus one,
LCD,
right?
it's gonna
So
be
it'll be
down
two
there,
Y.
that final answer.
Would it be two?
So you will multiply the two
Now you're gonna
times Y
multiply
plus
this
two.
times
Okay, so it'd be
this,
two Y plus two.
put it here.
No. It would, yeah, it would be two Y, it would be two Y, two times Y plus one. You see how I did it? Two Y, two times Y plus one.
So there's
Combine,
Y
and then copy your LCD.
plus
Plus one, right. And then, you're gonna do the same thing for the,
You tired?
what is missing here?
Huh?
Over there, it's gonna be the Y minus two. So
Y minus two, right?
You need help?
Y minus.
Oh, you're already done?
Okay.
Oh, you're just resting.
Add them, don't forget the plus sign, so you don't make a mistake.
It might,
Okay, what's the SCD total? Put the SCD on the bottom.
LCD, we're not solving anything.
So Y
So
minus
now
two
what?
okay, so basically,
You're good
whatever
here.
one you're missing, you just
minus
multiply.
one.
You combined everything
Y
on
plus
top, right?
one. Y minus
You got
two.
this, just put equals,
One.
and then put a line. And now put your
Okay, then,
LCD down here.
distribute the sums.
And now over here.
Distribute the sum,
So now I got what, two Y plus two
right,
over the LCD
right.
plus
Oh, okay.
five Y
All right, and then
minus
I always just
10
write
Right.
LCD.
over the LCD.
Right.
I'm lazy.
And
But in
this
your
is
final
this is what
answer,
I'm
right,
doing.
you're gonna
And then you combine like terms.
Combine like
Two Y,
so I got seven Y minus eight
there you
over
go,
the LCD.
over the LCD. That's how you do
See,
it.
that's what I'm saying. The rules keep changing, man.
Just,
Factor is, don't factor is, zero is, don't.
just remember like, whenever it comes to this, right, find the LCD. Then when you find the LCD, right, actually say what is missing from each sections of this LCD. Like what is missing. And then whatever is missing, right, you multiply that number by what is missing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
You multiply the numerator, you multiply the numerator by what is missing.
Between these two, how do we find the LCD for this one? Oh, because
This is a different problem.
because it's a, no, I'm saying.
This is addition.
So it's
This is, this one you don't need the LCD. This one you just like factor and cancel out like
Like we
terms.
do.
Okay, cool. And then
Number
for
12.
number 12, you're adding,
Okay.
so that's what you're
Right, right.
So that's what I need. I need to be able.
You need something to like make you remember.
We can't say LCD, because that means L times C times D. In math terms, you'd have to write the final LCD. Okay.
So if it's multiplication, I don't need it. See, that's where I'm, okay.
You want to write that down on your sheet.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, let's go to number 14. Let's get moving, guys, 14. Number
Did we do
14
13?
says solve. So now you're gonna want LCDs
Did we
again,
do
but your
13?
job is to get rid of all those denominators.
Did we do
This is when I
13?
came back.
No, we're gonna pass it. I
But
guess.
she's going on to different instructions, I think she's.
Oh, number 13, we're gonna skip 13, because all you gotta do is flip and multiply, right?
Okay.
Yep.
We already did basically 13
It
if you
should
did
be
number
already.
11, so let's go to 14. 14 says now solve. Now we're gonna need LCD again. But your goal is to get rid of those denominators. We hate denominators and we hate subtraction, so make that a plus -8. So you don't forget it. Yes, you may. Catch? Throw me yours and I'll throw it away. Oh, good. Okay. You want to factor your denominator on the right side. M squared minus 4 needs to be factored. Hint, hint, it might be what's on the left side. It usually is. Factor that right denominator. And then you gotta pick an LCD. And your goal is to get rid of all those nasty M minus 2s, M plus 2s, and the M squared minus 4s. Your goal is to get rid of that denominator.
I'm doing it the wrong
And then you gotta multiply each of those fractions. You got 3
Minus 2.
fractions. Every fraction has to be multiplied by the LCD.
Yep, it's three.
Your goal is to get rid of those M minus 2s. M plus 2s. No. You wanna always take the shortcut. Stop. Don't erase what you have, because that helps us know what. Here, what's your LCD?
M plus 2.
LCD, yeah. Okay, so you're gonna multiply this by this guy here. See, you only multiplied it by the M minus 2, but what's left is an M plus 2. So you need to put a parenthesis around that M plus 2. So it's gonna be 9 times that. Now it's -8 times what's,
M minus
there you go,
2.
parenthesis. And this one, we don't need anything because it's,
Only when I cancel completely.
yeah.
Okay.
So now you're gonna distribute.
Okay.
LCD, you still have an LCD problem.
Yes, I do.
I didn't do the getting rid of the denominators, I just
Ooh.
made them into.
That's your LCD.
Ooh.
This factored,
Oh, you're getting a common denominator?
Mhm.
And then how did you solve that
M plus
puppy?
2, M minus 2.
So I took this and I simplified it and
Yeah.
I made M plus 2
Yeah,
equals 5 and I got 3 from it, because
So
3
you're
plus 2 is 5.
multiplying every single one of these by M plus 2 and M minus 2. So M minus 2 you cancel out.
Yeah,
And then you have that.
is that
right
wrong?
here. And the opposite here for M plus 2 cancels out.
Stop right
You have
there.
M minus 2 and
Oh, that's fine.
so then you-
what
so
problem are we
that's why,
doing?
yeah, your
14.
denominator is now
Number
gone.
14 is negative 29.
Yes, I did.
So yours is wrong. I'm thinking it can't be
Yeah,
this,
you
you
gotta
can't
lose
do
it.
that.
Everything-
Your goal,
Yeah.
Good job.
Oh, is it?
your goal is to get, I don't know if you were here when we did this or not, but your goal is to get rid of this guy, this guy, and this guy. And the only way you can do that is by getting an LCD
As long as
and
you know that it's
multiplying
actually
this first
because you're
fraction
multiplying it,
by
as long as you know
this.
that,
The M minus 2s will cancel, but you're gonna be left with 9 times this.
I see what's going
Okay,
on with
yes.
you here. So
Okay,
you have
but-
the LCD already
yeah,
on the
so
other side.
when, you don't need this bottom part.
That is your LCD.
You don't need
Yeah, I
the bottom.
didn't use it, I just used it as a fraction.
No, but mathematically, you're getting the wrong answer, so this we don't need.
minus 8M.
And then this, you have M plus,
I don't know if it's minus 2 or plus 2, because there's a minus here.
yeah, it's a plus -8, so you do -8 times M is negative M, but -8 times -8 is positive 16. This, see, now this is where you're gonna get your 29. So now you have M, and then 18 and 16 is left.
That's
28 and 6 is 34.
wait, 34, yeah.
m plus 34 equals 5. Now subtract 34
Oh,
from
I
both.
got this wrong.
Yeah. But see, your goal is to get rid of these denominators, and you did that when you multiplied everything by the LCD and got this.
Okay.
You putting that LCD down there again is giving you the wrong answers. You don't want to
Just
do
because,
that.
like, whenever you're
Your
subtracting
goal
with
is to
fractions,
get a
it's
nice
easier
look.
to just
Look,
call
he's
it a
got it
positive,
right
but make
here.
this an
But
It's
this should be
literally the
a
same thing.
positive 16, not a
literally
negative
the same,
16.
but you made a mistake
Yeah,
there
the
here.
one thing that confused
because
me
you
was
saw the
that
negative
is
here,
it like
so you
This
got
is a negative
minus
8
8 m, and then you
See,
did
plus
minus
negative
16,
8
which is not.
times your m minus 2.
Okay.
And neg
Because
8
what
times
you
neg
saw
2 gives you a positive
was-
16, not a
You got
negative.
the 9 plus 2 minus
Like
eight.
my
Now
table is
combine your
less
M's.
steps than 16.
So if you have the minus
Okay,
there
where are
already,
you at?
then you can remember that this also gives
This
that.
is right on the board.
Because
This
otherwise
is
the
a
answer would
plus
be
negative 8. Negative 8
Genesis
times
three
negative
times
2
right.
gives you a positive 16. Now, we don't have an LCD anymore. LCDs are gone. LCDs are
Oh, I
gone.
think it should have been.
When you solve a fraction, this is what we did last week. Your goal is to get rid of this denominator. So put a line through that. Put a line through this one. And now put a line through, put a line and then just put a line through it. That one's gone. Because our LCD cancels that blue
I
thing
could
out.
probably just help on that.
Now all you have
Yeah, I
is
don't
the
think that
top,
was your first, maybe.
the
I've
top,
done this before, but it takes me a
the
long time.
top. We're
Troubles.
back to the first day of class. That's what we did last week.
Yeah.
Here, this is yours.
Thanks. That's the same.
Okay. Yours is beautiful. Whose is this?
Here's the speed of
Okay,
this.
this one's beautiful.
Right.
This is gorgeous too. Nice job, Kelly.
Oh, this is just a really more complex version of it. This starting on this side, how? And like 15 miles out of this way. 18
Okay,
miles that
whose
way.
is this?
They took 5 miles per hour.
This is,
Like how much
mathematically wrong,
is it? That's the same.
because when you multiply
Confusing.
this by the LCD, these go away. Which means these are all
Grab my arm, look, damn.
this is all going away. Now you should have m equals negative 20.
The one that's 6 plus 6 miles per hour is the
I'm
opposite of the one we got.
multiplying this guy
The higher
by
number
m
above
plus
it, just
2,
start with
m
that.
minus
That's how I've done
2.
it before. Start, it's just
What?
kind
This goes away.
there's 42 upstream, so 42.
When we solve, your goal is to get rid of any denominators, always since day one.
We got a power nap. How long is that? 45 minutes?
So again, you need
I got it, bro.
to get
I
rid
got,
of this
I gotta stop
row.
skipping this stuff.
You need to remember that.
I guess this would be.
LCD is
minus
important.
It's
This
upstream.
one here
Extreme.
is
It guides you along the way.
Distance.
times
Step by
I
step.
try to
m
scale it.
minus 2.
Remember, when you have multiplication, you don't need LCD. You just like try to factor, look for like terms, cancel out like terms, and if there's something left and you need to multiply. But if there's not, just take what is left and that's your answer.
Addition and subtraction, LCD.
Yeah, and addition and subtraction, LCD.
We want the distance traveled, so this is.
Division is the same as multiplication.
I've been area now.
Huh?
I've been area.
Hey, what?
I've been area.
Ah.
Learn. See
I know
that?
this is probably wrong, but I think I'll.
Okay, let's get to the next story problem, number 15, go fast.
X
15,
over.
15, make a chart.
Make a chart.
Make a chart, yes, I taught you to make charts.
Is this the same problem as the going opposite directions? Like if
They're going downstream and upstream, yes. In your chart, you should have one up, one down.
okay.
Make a chart,
That made me want to do that. 'Cause
make a chart. You got one going up and one going down. That's what you write out front, so you keep track of your data. Make a chart. Down and up, put your distance for down, put your distance for up. Now take your boat plus 6 and your boat minus 6, depending on if you're going up or down the stream. Down and up. Put your distance and you're gonna confuse them, there you go.
Well.
That is so smart.
I'm trying to see. How do you, oh yeah, that's, I knew that's how you do it.
Okay, when you go down the stream, you should be adding 6. When you go up the stream, you should be subtracting.
So I got that right.
If this is down the stream, you need to get more power when you go with gravity. When you go up, you gotta fight gravity, doesn't that make sense?
I was thinking that's
Now, if we were an LCD, then we got difference in squares and much more to do, but that seems a little crazy.
What should I label the topic? Oh, like.
Which I mean, now that would be x squared minus 36, or we just, oh, it's equals,
That's why when I asked, I was.
but we might need the LCD.
It says in the same
Do
time,
it this way, you use your listening.
Equals 42?
up,
Well,
you have
Yeah,
to,
'cause
you're
this is-
backwards too.
this-
When you go
this is
down the
what-
river,
Wait,
you
okay,
get the extra
when you're fighting,
advantage of
you need
the
an
stream.
equation.
Okay, upstream minus downstream is neutral.
How fast
You
is the
even-
boat? How fast is the boat?
Okay.
It's
Down,
downstream is going.
when you go down the stream,
So if it
you
was,
get the
Oh,
current.
yeah, I
When you
see
go
how,
up- Yep.
I mean, they're gonna be
Okay.
proportional, so,
You don't know the answer.
Okay.
That's what you're saying.
got it,
That's what I was
understood.
Oh.
Okay, I have no idea what is her little thing, what is she doing?
I don't know.
Yes,
Well, I was just
I'm doing it, what
convinced,
was the equation?
okay, it says in the same time, so this is your,
Here you go.
this is your rate, this is your time, and this is your distance. And you got time by taking this and dividing it by this.
Right.
So now it says these 2 times are equal, so you put them equal and then you
maybe like that.
Oh.
So you have to hit-
put them equal to each other, not a plus sign, it's not being added. It says, in the story problem, it says in the same time. Now you're gonna multiply your side by the LCD, and you better get rid of your denominators again. Now you're gonna distribute. Okay, in the same time means they're equal, not a plus sign. So put a plus sign, look at his equation. Equal in between the 2 times.
Is it?
Did we need the review today?
Yeah, you read it. You should do it the wrong way. I divided by the wrong thing.
Yes, you did it wrong, your times are wrong. It's distance divided by rate.
huh?
What you get?
I think I'm getting this wrong.
No, I'm gonna get this calculator out real quick.
All right, stop. Your 2 times are equal, so do you see your time boxes with the 42 and the 84 on top? That's your equation, not what you have
okay, you're
written
gonna
down.
cross multiply now, that's what that is.
Yeah.
Erase that.
You're about cross multiply. is what you're doing. Understood, blessed.
Now, take your 42 over x minus 6
Minus that 42.
equals, because it says in the same time. If it said in 5 hours, then you would add them together and put it equal to 5. But it says in the same time, so your equation is going to look just like that. Not do an
480
LCD.
plus
Get rid of that LCD for
24,
just in case.
500 and 4, 514, what did you get? 504, 514, what did you get? For 84 times?
LCD,
504.
That was someone calculated.
Now,
Minus five by
you're gonna
four.
multiply this times this, good. 8, 24,
It's 18.
No. You're doing the
Get it.
same shit.
18.
Doing
So, where's your I cross multiplied that.
What's 84
Now,
times six?
where's this gonna go?
Oh, it looks like it's
It's on the
504
other side.
on the cheat.
Yeah, it's 504, but it would be 504.
Equals 42x. Now it's
Okay.
gonna look like an equation.
What do you have?
I got over here.
X equals 18 what? Cows, pigs, horses?
You know what?
52.
If you had me before, what's the one thing you have to do with story problems? Label your answer. You'll lose 1 point if you don't.
So it's 42x.
15.
Isn't that pretty?
Okay, yes.
Some help. I don't know how you got
7
18.
and 4.
Okay, she got 18 by taking 42 and
So
divided
yeah,
by,
you subtract 42 from the 84, and then you
Subtract
add
this number.
52.
Subtract this number from both sides,
there you
and
go.
then you add this
Add that
number on
one.
both sides, yeah,
Oh, okay.
And that makes sense.
yeah.
Yes.
It'd be.
Okay, the class is over, but if you want to finish off the last 20 problems,
You don't wanna
or,
keep
you know,
it.
the last problem, you know, keep working. I'll work with you, but you just saw,
Tomorrow. Hasta mañana.
I'll stay.
how bad it is,
Taking off?
right?
You got 18.
A lot of you need a
What time
little
is
review.
11:06,
Let's stay.
yeah.
She gonna keep you in this problem.
Huh?
She gonna keep.
Yeah.
168.
Questions about two of them?
Okay, wait 1 second. What number are you?
Do we get to keep these?
Yeah, we
I
just
think
did,
I wrote on
we
it.
just did 42 times 6.
And it's for the review fit exams.
Okay, so you have a quiz.
I don't know, 6.
Okay, should we do the quiz as a take-home quiz, you spoiled brats? You remind me of my parents, or my kid. You guys are spoiled. Raise your hand if you're spoiled.
You did it to us.
Yes. Okay, take the quiz home if you're not done with it, and you gotta bring it back when you take your exam, then I'll grade it while you're doing your exam. You spoiled brats, every one of you, spoiled. They're spoiled. I got it on tape now,
I
spoiled.
have questions about this one and this one. Like, I kind of
Which
understand how, 15 and 17. I
Okay,
kind of understand how you solve it, but I don't understand how you would chart and why.
okay.
Are you taking off or are you staying?
Okay, any story problem, I've always taught, do a chart. And the chart for number, whatever number this is
want that
rate
thing like 3 times,
times
bro.
time equals distance.